Top 10 power forwards heading into the 2024-25 NBA season. The power forward position has seen some classic battles, like when Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, and Dirk Nowitzki were competing at the same time. While the position isn't as top-heavy as that era, it is certainly the deepest it has ever been, with the amount of potential all-stars playing the four. Let's take a look at the top 10 power forwards in the NBA as we enter the 2024-25 season. The Lauri Markkanen saga went on for what seemed like forever, only to come to an anticlimactic end when the Finnish star decided to stay with the Utah Jazz. The Jazz may be far from a winning situation, but he had 238 million reasons to stay. After winning the Most Improved Player award and his first All-Star nod in his first season in Utah, Markkanen followed it up with another strong campaign for the 31-win team. For the third straight season, the Jazz will be in an awkward rebuilding phase where they can't find a bottom, but amid all the confusion, Markkanen promises to be the one bright spot. At 7 feet, he has an intriguing build as a phenomenal shooter while being an underrated defender. He may never be the best player on a championship team, but if the Jazz can get Cooper Flagg or another star player, the 27-year-old will be a fantastic complementary piece. Chet Holmgren was one of the best centers in the league last season, but it is assumed that he will be moved to power forward due to the Oklahoma City Thunder signing Isaiah Hartenstein to a massive 3-year deal. If the move does happen, Holmgren still has the potential to be elite as he continues to grow into the ideal modern big man. The 22-year-old was forced to miss his rookie season after suffering a Lisfranc injury, but any concerns about his health were put to rest after he started every single game for the Thunder last season. He looked like the perfect complementary piece on offense next to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Jalen Williams, all while being a defensive stud. Competing with Victor Wembanyama meant that Holmgren's rookie campaign was often overlooked, but another reason is how natural and poised he looked while anchoring the defense of the best team in the Western Conference. Right now, Holmgren is the third betting favorite to win the Defensive Player of the Year award, and it wouldn't be surprising to see him remain in the top 3 throughout the season. In his 9th season in the league, Karl-Anthony Towns finally won his first playoff series when the Minnesota Timberwolves swept the Phoenix Suns in the first round. He followed that up with another series win against the defending champion Denver Nuggets in the conference semifinals. Towns may not have been the first option in those wins, but the Wolves wouldn't have won without him. Offensively, he was shooting lights out while being a bully in the restricted area, but the surprising part was his defense, which has often been the biggest disappointment in his game. The Dominican star changed the script in these 2 playoff series and was a force on defense, especially against Nikola Jokic in the semifinals, which was crucial to the Wolves' triumph. He may have had a forgettable performance against the Dallas Mavericks in the conference finals, but there are still plenty of positives to take from the overall run. As long as Towns can stay healthy, the Wolves will continue to be a force in the West, and they're just getting started. After Scottie Barnes won the Rookie of the Year award in 2022, there were questions being asked once again due to the lack of progress in his sophomore season. But the Florida native had an unexpected breakout year this past season as the Toronto Raptors finally decided to rebuild and give Barnes the keys to the team. The 23-year-old earned his first All-Star nod after being one of the few reasons to still watch the Raptors play nightly. The most surprising part of the progression was his jump in shooting, as he went from being a sub-30% shooter who had less than 3 attempts to be a 34% shooter from deep with almost 5 attempts a night. This impressive campaign led to a deserved 5-year maximum rookie extension worth $270 million. Barnes will only look more dangerous this season as he gets a full training camp with the R.J. Barrett and Emmanuel Quickley, their mid-season trade acquisitions, as he aims to lead the Raptors back to the playoffs. In January of this year, Pascal Siakam bid an emotional farewell to the Toronto Raptors after being traded to the Indiana Pacers. It may have been a season or two too late, but Siakam hit the ground running once he arrived in Indianapolis, once the 3-game losing streak was over. In the 41-game stretch he had after the trade, he posted similar stats to his Raptor days, with the big difference being his improved shooting and rebounding.